All right, guys, happy Monday, May 13th. For all of my moms that are on the call, hopefully you guys had a day that was filled with love, filled with smiles, filled with joy, filled with you just being spoiled, relaxing, doing much of nothing, eating some good food, and just chilling. It was your day, and if your moms aren't around anymore, then hopefully you're able to spend some time with aunties, uncles, your wives, and people in your life. And so, moms, I know how hard it is being an entrepreneur, but to be a mom, to be an entrepreneur, try to balance everything. Hat goes off to you guys. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms on the call today. We're going to go full tilt right now. I'm excited about the day. Brianna, Miss Chicken Mom, I'm actually going to turn it over to you. You're going to bring us out on the, I know Chicken Mom. Listen, and get used to that. Yes, I do call her Chicken Mom. There's a reason behind it. If you don't follow her, make sure to do. But before we do so, I want to give a big shout out to Carlos. Carlos Sandoval is on the call today. His wife gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Correct me if I'm wrong. His name is Santiago.
Yep.
Hey, bro, what a solid name, man. How is he doing? How is mom doing?
First of all, thank you. He's doing great. She's doing great. We're just enjoying it, and my daughter, she's enjoying it. So we're all having fun right now.
Big
Just adjusting
sister.
too. It's an
Yeah,
adjustment period
bro.
right now.
Big sister. I love it. I love it. Well, congratulations to you. And mom's doing well?
Yeah, she's doing good.
Cool,
Everything
brother.
went good.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations to you. Once again, you guys, if you have the ability to put your cameras on, put your cameras on. These are recorded. The last thing I want to do is share with our YouTube world and people that will see this in the future, a bunch of blank screens show up here as you would show up anywhere. And let's go. I'm turning over to Chicken Mom. Chicken Mom, you're going to bring the team out on the field on this beautiful Monday morning. Hit them with something good. Chickalicious. Let's go. So I'm making shit up as I go. All right, let's go, Chicken Mom.
Hey, I guess sometimes that's the only way to do it. Roll with it.
I actually said chickalicious this morning. Let's go.
Well, my chickens keep me on my toes along with my kids. I hope everyone had an amazing Mother's Day. I don't know how to bring us out except for just say I'm super excited. The past couple weeks being on Team Fast have been nothing short of freaking amazing. These calls are like my light. I felt like my Friday was completely off because we missed you guys. And I mean, that's pretty much the gist. I'm excited to get my schedule down pat this week. That's my number one goal, to just develop that. And that's pretty much it.
I love it. I love it. There's somebody on the call that might want to work with you on that. I'm just throwing this out there. Blessing is working on her calendar, like 30 days, full tilt, like all in. So maybe you guys want to bounce some ideas off each other. That's what happens in these groups, is that you find people that are focused on something that maybe you're struggling with, or vice versa. So lean to your brothers and sisters on the call, for support and for some guidance. So you guys, let's go right into it. Thank you, Chicken Mom, for bringing us out of the field. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment here. Let me do this, share my screen. And then let me just downsize something really quick. Let me downsize something. All right, guys, I'm going to bring this up, and what we're going to do first and foremost, we are going to go to the board this morning. If you've never been to a group coaching on a Monday, group coaching on a Monday is all about moving the needle, actually being very, very clear and being able to define what's going to move the needle in your business. It is Monday morning. What is your schedule? What is your activities? And what are you actually committed to accomplishing this week? Not just throwing it out there for the sake of the call, or putting it out there to feel good about yourself, like actually saying, this is what I'm going to accomplish from now until Sunday night. And no matter what, this is what I'm committed to doing. And so we're going to go to the board first and foremost. I'm going to share my screen here. I don't have my face on the bottom right corner of this. So let's just go right in, you guys. Feel free to take pictures of this. Make sure to share this on social media, but this is all about gaining the edge. The ones that are prepared, the ones that have an idea of what to do, and then have the discipline to follow through on that, are the people that are going to win no matter what the market's doing. So I'm going to go back over to, let's go. Kelly, I don't know who you're talking to in traffic, but can you please mute yourself? Thanks. These are recorded. All right. And be nice to the people on the road. Carlos Sandoval, I'm going to give the mic over to you, big dog. I'm going to have you please share this out loud. Go ahead and take yourself off of mute and share this quote.
Momentum is a double-edged sword. It can propel you to new heights or keep you locked into previous choices and old habits. Where do I have healthy momentum right now? Where do I have unhealthy momentum?
All right. I want you guys to stay there for a quick second. And I saw this, it was posted by James Clear this morning. I'm a huge fan of James Clear and everything that he's done over the last few years. Where do I have healthy momentum right now? And I want you to look in your business. I want you to look at your life. I want you to look at your relationships. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to look at your physicality and the things that you're doing to keep yourself in really, really good, physical condition, mental condition, emotional condition. And then look at the health of your business, right? Do you have really, really good momentum right now on social media because of your videos? Are you getting really, really good traction because you're doing amazing follow-up, with your consumers from the open houses that you're doing? Are you getting really, really good feedback from the stuff that you're writing and putting on LinkedIn? Are you having really great conversations? Like, where do you have a very, very healthy momentum right now in your life and in your business? And then ask yourself that really, really tough question. Where do I have unhealthy momentum? Right? We all like sweets. We all like to eat the bullshit. We all like to put things off, from time to time. And I'm not, singling anybody out. It's happened to the best of us. But where do we have unhealthy momentum? Meaning, am I stacking the weeks where I'm not consistent? Am I stacking the days where I'm not going to go to the gym? It's been 4 days. It's been 5 days. Shit, I don't think I went to the gym all week last week. Like, where do you have unhealthy momentum right now in your life? And where do you have healthy momentum? And if anyone wants to answer that question, feel free to grab the mic and answer that question, or you could just be introspective with it. But I would hope in the sake of keep it moving, that someone would answer that question. Where do you have healthy momentum right now in your life, business, health, and relationships? And then on the flip side of that, where do you have unhealthy momentum? Would anybody want to take a crack at this? Does anybody want to step up and throw their hand up and get involved in this conversation? All right, cool. Dominique, and before I call on Dominique, and she's always been a great contributor to keep it moving, let's get 3 other people in the queue, you guys. It's Monday morning. Let's get active. Let's get ready to roll. All right, I got Janice. I got Nicole. I got Brianna. I have Dominique. So it'll be Dominique, Brianna, you'll be on deck, then Nicole, and then Janice. So let's go. Dominique Curtis, good to see you. Let's roll.
Good morning. I think healthy right now would be, and it's kind of been a little road, but healthy right now would be I'm really in a really healthy relationship with my husband, and healthier in a sense of putting family first. We had a scare earlier this year, and still processing from it, but we use that to better our households with love, compassion, and time. And so I would say right now that that's where my healthiest is. The unhealthy part is getting back on track with follow-ups and systems. I think that what happened earlier this year has really drew me out a little bit. And so I've been working within the last month, 3 weeks or so, to get back into that, get back into the system. And it's been a little struggle, but I'm just trying to find the common ground for it, and just to keep pushing. So getting that confidence to get back into it.
I love it, Dominique. And I can see it from the stuff that you've been posting. And I can see how much your husband cares about you and your daughter, and like how you guys just look really, really tight right now. And I don't know if you saw it, but Dominique's daughter got sick a couple months back. She posted on social last week, but I'm so glad that she's healthy, and I'm so glad that you guys are tighter from that. And obviously give yourself some grace. You had to take some time away from the business, and now she's getting that momentum back. But I appreciate you sharing. Thank you for being here. Let's go, Brianna Tejeda. Not sure of which side of the coin you're going to answer first, but let's go to you. Thank you, Dominique. Let's go.
For me, similar to Dominique, I feel like my household and my family life, I have a great handle on, and especially working from home, the majority of the time, I think I have a great handle on that. My struggle would be my schedule. I'm all over the place, and that's gonna stop.
Okay, I love it. And this goes out to all the parents on the call. Brianna, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
What grades are they in?
One is a freshman and one is 5. He's not in school yet, so he's
All
home
right.
with me.
He's home with you, but does he have a routine somewhat?
That's where I think I've really tightened down on their routine and their schedule and my home stuff. So now
Yeah.
don't focus on me.
And your freshman has a schedule probably. Is she active? She play any sports?
Yes, she's very active. She is a full-time competitive dancer, cheerleader, leadership, very busy.
And I take it that you don't miss those types of things?
Absolutely not.
Not at all, right?
Nope.
So
I have a laptop on my lap, but
Yeah.
mama is there for everything because my mom was not.
So then being organized is something that you're really, really good at. Is that safe to say?
Yes.
Cool. So then take that same mentality to your business. When you look at all the things that you're doing, especially for parents, and we're multiple kids, we have school, we have sports, we have summer camp coming up, we have summer break, and oh my God, the kids are going to be home, like all these things, right? But when you look at it, be like, damn, I scheduled this, I went to this, I didn't miss this, she got good grades, I took her to school, I picked her up, I handled baby boy, he went down for his nap, he had his food, he went to bed at 8, he had his shower at 7:30. Damn, I'm organized. It's the same exact thing. You're already doing it at a very high level. Now just take that same skill set over to your business. But I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you sharing, and love it. Love it. And I work from home a lot of the time too. So I 100% get it. I got to drop Silas off. I got to get here. I got to get my coffee. I got to get my water. So super, super routine. And I respect that at a very high level. I appreciate that. You guys, from what Dominique and Brianna just shared, can any of you relate? Any takeaways, any thoughts? Let's go over to Carlos, obviously father, but new father too. Anything that you heard resonated from you from either of their shares?
Yeah, just getting back on my schedule, right? Everything's kind of just changed a lot. And even before the birth of my son, my father was in the hospital for a week, and then once he got out, he had like a PICC line, it's a IV line he went home with, and I had to give him his medicine 3 times a day. So it was 6 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 10 at night. So it kind of threw my whole schedule off. So just getting back on that routine, right? Before I was really had everything time blocked, really knew what I was doing, and kind of these last couple of weeks kind of really got thrown off. So now that's why I'm like, man, I gotta get back on here. I got get on the coaching and then just continue my week with my schedule.
I love it. Now, Carlos, first off, is your father okay?
Yeah, he's doing good now. He's doing really good.
Were you just saying that you were delivering his medicine through his PICC line?
Yeah.
All right, man. Like I always look for correlations in life and business. Like that to me would be scary doing that for my mother or for my father. I'm sure anybody on the call would be like, oh my God, that's really, really scary. But like, know that if that's something that you have faced, something that you've been able to overcome, and something you said, no matter what, I'm going to do this. It's the same mentality with anything we do in life, right? You look some of the hardest things in life. Now, when you think about prospecting an organization, shit, that's easy when it comes to administering medicine for your sick father. All this other shit, bro, this is easy. This is easy, man. So I'm so glad that Pops is doing better. And I appreciate your contribution. Let's go right over to Nicole Penland. Nicole Penland, let's go to you. And Janice, you are on deck. She is writing a contract or writing in her journal. I don't know what it is, but let's go, Nicole Penland.
Every time you say Janice, I look because that's my middle name, and some people call me that. It was funny to me.
Okay, all right, we're learning new stuff. I love this.
But so I've had healthy momentum within my community. I know you guys probably know I've been going in my 3rd year doing monthly cleanups in my community. I just got a neighbor who used to live across the street from me, but now they're renting around the corner. I just got them into contract over the weekend. I have 2 neighbors that are looking to put their homes for sale because they're senior citizens that are looking to move into 1-story properties. So it's like just being myself and being transparent with everything that I'm going on and building relationships within my community that I've been planting all my seeds in. I'm starting to see everything just start coming together. So I'm liking the momentum there.
And think about the momentum that she has gained in light of all the things that she has gone through with her health over the course of this last year, like battling cancer and going in for treatment, and still being able to gain the momentum in her business. I'll say it and I'll say it again. I've said it, I'll say it again. You've just been an inspiration to us all. And so, yeah, great stuff. I appreciate your contribution. Janice, let's go over to you. I wrote that down below if anyone wants to throw their middle name in, because I'm sure we got some great middle names on here. I didn't know that Nicole's middle name was Janice. So Janice, let's go. What's your contribution? So back to the original question. Where do you have healthy momentum in your business and in your life and in your relationships? And then where do you have unhealthy momentum in your life, business, health, and relationships? So let's go, Janice.
Okay. So for healthy, I've been doing really good with like my fitness goals because I fell off for a while. I got really unhealthy and I was depressed before I had my kid. And so then I got really, really little. So my goal is to gain weight, which is opposite of like everyone else in the world. And so I got into martial arts and then I couldn't afford it anymore. And I got super sad about that. So I've been going to the gym consistently and I'm really happy about that. Getting all my son's things in line because he has special needs, as everybody on the call might know. So there's a lot that goes into that, making sure he gets the help he needs, the equipment he needs, and it's always an uphill battle. It's like wrangling feral cats. It's so annoying. But I've been doing really good with not losing my patience with people and getting things done. So those are my healthy things. And then I would say unhealthy momentum. I don't know if it's like a physical like thing, but like my mindset just staying positive when I'm not seeing results necessarily, but still going out, talking to people, and just trying to move my business forward. So I would say that's like, I don't know, because I have those days where I'm just like, oh, is it worth it? I should have went into nursing. And I'm like, no, you like this. It's good. It's good. So I guess that's my.
So I saw some reactions right now, Janice, from both parts of what you said. Let's talk about that second part. How many of you struggle with maintaining a positive attitude when you have not seen the results of all the hard work that you put into this business? Does that happen to anybody? So Janice, you are not alone. And that's an active choice, right? It's really, really tough, but both choices are free. I could choose to look at this and, oh my God, it's not going to work. Or I could say, you know what? It's coming. And I'm going to keep on pushing through this. And so, I think that there's tons of people on this call as an example, what you're reading, how you're staying fresh, how you're staying crisp, but I think it all correlates to you working out. And I promise you, the more that you work out, the more that you sweat, the more that you reflect, the more that you're out in nature, and the more that you're reading positive things that are filling your mind and filling your cup, and the more time you're hearing from people like a Carlos and Ashley or Richard Lewis and Jeff, more that you're in these rooms, you leave no room for negativity, because what you've done is all you have filled your cup with is positivity, right? And you guys, I'm a creature of that. I'm a creature of that. The negativity wants to creep in all the time, but there's no fucking room. There's no real estate in my mind, in my soul, in my body for any of that negative shit. There's none, because I fill it with you guys, with books, with time outside, with working out. I do not waver on exercise ever, because I'll be a miserable fuck. If I don't work out, I'll be a miserable fuck. And so I make sure to stay really, really sharp mentally, because I fill my cup with you guys, with training, with coaching, with developmental courses. Like, that's how I stay positive. And so, Janice, the first part of what you said, having a son with special needs, I don't know what you go through on a daily, and I can only imagine. But what I've said, and I'll say it again, is that you are a fighter. And the fact that you have fought for the best care for him, that you continue to fight for him, the organization, going through the scheduling, all the things, shit, this right here is easy. And if you could keep a positive mindset in light of any challenges that your son has had since the day he was born, then positive attitude, you already know how to manage that shit. You already know, because you were dealt a hand that most people would be like, oh my God, it's so negative. And you're like, no, baby boy, we got this. And I'll do whatever I need to do as a mom to provide for you and get you the best care. So you've been able to keep a positive mindset through that. This should come easy. And if you need help, we got a full crew of people to support you. You guys support that? You guys with that? Cool. Janice, thanks for your contribution. Let's go Erica. We'll go Brandy, and then we'll go, I think it's Dominic, and then we'll shift gears. I got a few things lined up for you guys. Let's go Erica. positive momentum in your life, business, health, and relationships, and where do you have negative momentum in your life right now?
Positive, I would like to say that I finally kind of got a comfortable schedule down. I started real estate in, I want to say January, the middle of January officially, and it was so hard. So that being said, like going to Brianna and everybody else on the call, like when you're finding your schedule, it's going to be very hard because you have to try your schedule before you find something comfortable. So it's all going to take time, and it took me a while, but I'm finally comfortable in the schedule now, with the child, my self-care and family, and holding down the household and business. So that schedule is down, but an unhealthy is that I feel like I'm on the go so much now. I don't have time to cook very often. So I've been eating out a lot, and it's putting on pounds. It's putting on pounds. So that's the next thing, is to find time to kind of control my eating habits and just eat healthier and try to meal prep, or try to find a solution to kind of control my eating, because I'm definitely seeing gains and it's not a good thing for me. So it's
okay. All right, all right. Hey, I respect that, and I think how many realtors on the call have eaten in their car in the last year? Please raise your hand. How many of you stopped for a snack while you were between showings? You were starving, you forgot to eat in the morning, and you settled for empty carbs? Happen to any of us? It's happened to all of us. All right. And so what I've seen work for many people is to pack their snacks, to pack their lunch, to pack their cooler. It's in the car, it's ready to go. Meal prepping. I don't really enjoy meal prepping, but I get it. There's meal prep services out there once your budget allows, but that's part of the pre-planning. On Sunday, that's part of the planning. If I know I'm going to have a full day of showings, I need to bring a gallon of water. I need to have my snacks. I need to make sure that I'm not just filling my body with empty carbs, because then I will not have the energy. I'll feel like shit later. And then what if I don't work out that day? What if I don't work out and I stop for Chick-fil-A because it was right there and it's hella good? No, and now you're just playing catch up. You're playing catch up. So Erica, I love that, and thanks for sharing. Tons and tons of people to support that, and tons of advice. Let's go, Brandy. Let's go, Dominic, and then we'll shift gears. What's up, 5-year-old? What's up? Say hi to Uncle E. Man, he looks just like you. Let's go, Brandy. Ready? You ready?
All right, sorry. Every time I went to go press unmute, a notification was popping up. Positive, I would say I think big. So once I get rolling, it's like I get rolling, and then I probably think too big of ideas. But I use that to leverage. Negative would be I still have a lot of things, how do I say, like cleaning out the closet kind of stuff. And it's to know, I don't have a problem with asking for help, but it's knowing who to ask for help, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Like who are you talking with, personal or professional?
Probably both, but I've learned that professionally being on this team has helped me overcome that. Because I'll just like, I've noticed like, I'm like, oh, I have a question about this. Okay, let's start here. Blah, blah, blah. Personally is probably more the problem, but I'm realizing that it's professionally is like kind of overflowing the personally. I'm like, okay, all right. I don't have a problem with doing it. Just over here might be more of the problem.
Okay. All right. Well, if you ever need a compass and you ever need a guide, and outside of the call, just give me a call and be like, all right, Elias, got a couple things that I'm thinking about for my business. And if there's anything on the personal side I can help you with, and I'll try my best, but let me know. And sometimes you just need that compass to be like, okay, we need to head north right now. And that's where your answers are going to be. But I appreciate that. What's up, buddy? Uncle E says, hi, how are you? Hey, they look alike. Doesn't Brianna's son and Brandy's son look alike? All right, cool.
And that's Elias.
Hi, buddy. Have a nice day, okay? Be nice to your mom, okay? Let's go, Dominic, and then we'll shift gears.
How's it going, y'all? Yes, so positive. I feel like my business is moving in the right direction. I've been getting out there actively door knocking. I hosted my first open house over the weekend, and just been meeting with buyers and stuff. The negative, I feel like I got to get my schedule in order. That's why I feel like because I'll be doing so many different things at once. It's hard to find that balance. So I need to sit down and just really plan out my day, plan out my schedule, so I can stay on a consistent momentum.
I
So,
love it. I love it. And listen, you guys, you've heard me say this before, and if you're new to these calls, I'll say it again for everyone. We won't stay here too long. This is about choice management and energy management. I need to be able to choose the things that I'm doing throughout my day to control. The most important thing I have is my energy. When you don't have a schedule, when you are pulled in so many different directions, then it doesn't allow you to manage your energy. And I'll say it because I care about you guys enough. That's how you burn out. That's how you burn out. You don't know what you're doing. It leads to burnout, and you don't know exactly what energy is needed for the day. And I'm gonna let you guys in, and I'll never ask you to do things that I'm not willing to do myself, right? So Monday is my education and admin day, but let's just look at tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then right after that, I have Silas's baseball game, right? If that wasn't managed, if I didn't know how much energy I'm going to give to each of you, what coaching I need to deliver for that particular person, what type of energy, then I'm all over the place. And then I don't have the energy to go and be present at my son's game and root him on and be that baseball dad that I truly love being. So energy management, choice management, you guys, make sure to protect the vessel, and that vessel is yourself and your energy. So I appreciate you sharing, Dominic. Any contributions, any thoughts, any additional words of wisdom before we go to the next part of coaching? Anybody have anything? I saw a lot of heads nodding. I saw a lot of thumbs up. Anything anybody wants to share? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. Let's go to
Something
the timing is impeccable. Let's go, Nicole.
I always do it, don't I? Something I've learned in the last year is sometimes you have to be a little bit selfish, but control the energy around you. If you have people close to you, even if they're family, that are just like, ooh, woe is me, pity party all the time, you got to get away from them, because it's hard to keep an upbeat, positive attitude to keep pushing forward if you have Debbie Downer with their rain cloud following behind you all day.
Yeah, get those people away from me. I don't do well with those people. You guys, that goes back to the book. We read it as a team before. I highly recommend that you read it. It's probably a book that I'm going to read again, Winning by Tim Grover. That book talks about winning being selfish, how sometimes you just have to say no to people, relationships, time, that winning is going to be selfish. And so let's get right back into my slides, you guys. I'm gonna go back here. Let me get back into this. And then, sorry, boom, bam, we are back in. All right. So we're going to go to the board. And what I mean by that is going to the board is simply being able to define what you're working towards this week. And what I want you to do is I just want you to make a small little box. I made you a reminder here. What doesn't fit into this box is your excuses. Your bullshit doesn't fit into that, and your stories don't fit into that. And what I mean by that is that you have to sit there right now, if it has not already been done, be like, okay, this is my commitment for the week. I am making X amount of calls this week. Maybe that's 500 calls. I am knocking on 190 doors in said community. I am posting 5 videos this week, 10 stories a day. I'm sliding to 5 DMs every single day. I am writing an article on Wednesday about the conditions of the Bay Area real estate market, and I'm putting that on LinkedIn. I don't care what it is. I want numbers. So go to the board and write down your numbers. No excuses, no bullshit, no stories, because this is how you're going to move your needle. If you can get clarity on a Monday, then come Sunday, you have a week that you're proud of. You're a week that you're proud of, even if you didn't get in a contract, you guys. Even if you didn't get in contract this week, you know the fruits of all the things that you have done throughout the week. The doors knocked, the phone calls made, the appointments set, the homes that you toured. You know, no matter what, the numbers are there and the numbers are in your favor, right? And let's stay there. I should also put my numbers for the week of how many homes I'm going to preview. How can you expect to be an expert in the market when you haven't even gone on broker's tour or gone and did a preview of 20 homes in 2 days? I think that's pretty easy, especially if you don't have consumers right now that you're actively working with. If you're not in the middle of a transaction, then there should be no reason why you're not out there shooting content and giving an illusion to consumers, even if you're not that busy, that man, I am super busy. Hey guys, I'm in the city of Walnut Creek today. I'm touring this 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on a cul-de-sac, tree-lined street. Let's go take a look at this house. It is beautiful. Hit me up for a private tour. I didn't give them the price. Let them call me. Let them inquire about that. Back to this. What is your numbers? No excuses, no bullshit, and no room for your stories. When I get on my coaching call with my coach, it's very simple. What are you focused on? What are you committed to? What is the outcome? That's it. That's it. When I have my conversations with Kenny, that's exactly how I communicate with him. This is what I'm doing. This is my results from last week. And this is what I'm committed to doing by the end of the week. Same goes for you guys. So go to your board and write. And by the end of the call, I might call on you guys to share. Let's talk a little bit about the settlement. Right now, I want you to grade yourself. Grade yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. And we're getting close to this, you guys. So it's really important that you are really, really unpacking your consumer education. How are you educating your consumers right now? What are your videos like right now? What are you putting in your newsletter? How are you having conversations? Like, how are you actually advising consumers right now? Because check it out. They're talking, they're still unsure about what this all means. 90% of consumers that were surveyed stated that they are open to considering other means of compensation outside of the norm. Well, what does that mean? They don't even know. So your consumer education needs to be at the highest that it's ever been right now. People are looking. Hey, listen, if you're a TikToker and you're a lip singer, I get all of that and that's fun, but I want to make sure that during that fun, you also pause and you get really serious about how you're educating consumers. So I want you to grade yourself right now on your consumer education. Justifying your commission. This is something that you guys all should be practicing. And where does this come from? Justifying your commission comes from your ability to state how well you negotiate. What does your communication look like? How well do you communicate under pressure? How well do you negotiate under pressure? What is your case studies from the past clients that you have been able to help? If you don't have past clients, how does the leverage of the team and our experience in selling over $2.5 billion worth of real estate volume in the last 4 years, how does that help a consumer in a very, very competitive real estate market here in the Bay Area and beyond? How does that help them? So being able to justify that, and I would rank that on a scale from 1 to 10 right now. If you had an open curtain call for you to go and speak about yourself and justify your commission, and you had one opportunity to grab the mic and justify your compensation, what would you actually say? It takes me back to that movie, Walk the Line. And it's one of my favorite music movies of all time. Johnny Cash goes into Sundance Records and they had an opportunity to play a song to potentially get a record deal. And the record producer says, if you had one shot before you were laying in your grave to sing a song that the world would hear and the world would understand and the world would connect with, you're telling me you're going to sing that same old sorry ass song that's been sang multiple times in multiple different ways by multiple people? Or are you going to come correct with something that was original, something that justified who you were as a person and as a human being? And then he played I Walk the Line or whatever song it was. But the point here is that you guys have a responsibility to be working tirelessly on how you're actually justifying your commission. Negotiation skills. We talked about this. You guys, there's tons and tons of certifications out there that you guys can get right now. There's tons of books that you guys can get. Shit, if you're traveling, some of the airlines have Chris Voss miniseries. I'd be listening to those things, watching those things. When you're showing homes to these top listing agents in the market, I want you to listen to the way that they negotiate with you. When they're telling you what they have in regards to how many offers, what they're telling you to come back to the table with, how they're responding to things, you're going to find all these cues. And you'll be like, wow, I love the way that they just did that. I didn't even realize that he was negotiating with me or she was negotiating with me. How are you amplifying your negotiation skills in a market that is going to matter more than ever how well you negotiate? Because once again, if I can articulate to a consumer how well I negotiate, If I could show them case studies of consumers that I've helped save X amount on closing costs, concessions, whatever, the discount off a list price, then that's showing and justifying my commission. So how well and what are you doing right now to work on your negotiation skills? Contract expertise. You guys, we're doing our fast track series right now. We're in module 6. Six will be this week. But how well do you know that contract? How well do you know the RPA? How well do you know the listing agreement? Can you sit down right now and have the listing agreement or the RPA turned upside down without even looking at it, be able to explain what line 1A is, paragraph B is? Can you explain what liquidated damages is? Can you go through the whole entire contract without even stuttering, without even shaking? And if you can't, it's okay. You have an opportunity. You have an opportunity. You should be an expert on all things contract because I promise you, consumers are going to be looking at that. And it's important when you're justifying commission, Mr. Consumer, one of the reasons why my consumers choose me is that I am an expert when it comes to all the contracts. When it comes to knowing what to sign and why we're signing it, know exactly how to sign it, I'm going to walk you through every part of that residential purchase agreement so you don't have any questions and there's no guesswork. I want to make you an expert on it before you even sign it. Like that tells me that that person is going to help me. They're going to walk me through this. Visibility. You guys, I'm not having a conversation with you about social media. You either get it or you don't. Social media is a vehicle for you to gain visibility and showcase your style, your communication skills, your branding, your expertise, your family, your likes, your hobbies, your interests. If you're not visible right now and someone's shopping for agents and they go to somebody else in your market that's super visible and they can get a sense of what it's like working with them, I don't know about you, but I'm probably going with that person that's more visible. And the last but not least, I didn't even put this on here, but your sales skills. You guys, don't sleep on sales skills and don't think that you're in an industry of, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson. Well, I promise you this, that's not the right mindset. You are all salespeople, right? And let's not think of being a salesperson as a dirty word. Salesperson is a great word as long as you're doing it the way that it's supposed to be done. And a great salesperson knows how to ask great questions, knows how to build connection, knows how to close the loop in conversations, knows how to perpetually pass a baton to that client throughout the transaction so they always know what's coming next. Sales skills. You guys, how do I ask for an appointment? How do I build rapport? How do I close for an appointment? All these things, you guys, don't sleep on your sales skills. So as you're evaluating, as we're getting ready for summer and what's ahead for us, I want you to really look at these things and start grading yourself and be able to say, you know what? I'm looking at my notes here. These are things that I definitely need to work on. I don't feel like I can negotiate right now with the big dogs. Well, you can practice that. Well, I don't think that I'm visible. Well, who controls that? You do. I don't feel that I'm good at the contract. Then print that thing out and highlight it and paraphrase it and word it, read through it line by line by line by line. There was a time where Karina didn't know the contract, but she has studied that and made that her life work in business. And she's an expert at the contract. So it should be no different for each of you. So I want to share that thought with you. I want to share that sentiment. Does anybody have any contributions, anything that they're working on to amplify any of those skill sets that they want to share right now? And let's go, Ashley G. Love what's going on. I love the imagery. It looks really good.
Thank you. Thank you,
so
Patrick.
we're going to go Ashley, and we're going to go JJ. We'll go Demi and Bledsoe, Dominique, and then I'm just going to get through everybody. Ashley, then JJ. Let's go.
I just wanted to add, I have seen not very many, but a couple clients coming directly from social media that are refusing to commit to an agent up front. And I haven't experienced that before. And it's been 2 or 3 of them. And I say this only to say, really hone in on your open house skills, because even though these clients aren't committing to someone up front, they are walking into someone's open house, and the listing agent in all 3 are double ending the deal. So they're getting representation, but I think they're listening to the news and they're very cautious up front. So we're getting really, really good at building rapport in that open house and getting their contact information and following up. they're gonna get representation, I think, in the most part. So it's most likely gonna be you if you're in that open house and they don't have it.
You know what, Ashley, I really, really appreciate this. I've been to open houses, and when you walk in, it's just like, hi, are you working with an agent? It is like so flat. Or I've been to open houses where the agent gives them the honey spirit. And I say honey, and I use Roxanne Adams as an example. I don't know if you've ever met Roxanne, for, some people have, but if you haven't, she's got this energy about her that's contagious. And it's like when you walk, come on in, how are you? You're in my home, I'm going to take care of you. And there's this sense of like, wow, like that level of intensity, that level of care, that level of instant connection is there. Or are you dry when people come into your environment? Are you setting yourself up like, cool, all right, 2 cars just parked, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And like, what is the energy that I'm greeting those people with? You guys, that moment that they walk into the open house is your moment. It's your moment. It's your moment to win or to lose. And I tell you what, there's so much power in that moment. God, there's so much power. I appreciate you bringing that up, Ash. Let's go JJ, then we'll go DB, and then we'll go Dominique, and then we'll go Nicole, and then Blessing. Let's go JJ. And then
Sorry that I was sick today, but I just wanted to reiterate, forget the name realtor. You guys are all salespeople. That's the biggest bullshit line we've done to ourselves. In real estate, are people who are in real estate, construction people, investors, blah, blah, blah. You're a salesperson. Remember that. You're a salesperson. You might not be selling Porsches. You might not be selling washing machines. You're selling houses. It's a higher end product. It's worth much more. You have to be much more detailed for your client. That's why we have a higher level of expectation than most salespeople. But you are a salesperson. You're not a realtor. You're not in real estate. You're in sales. Remember that. It's the biggest thing. That's one of the things that blew me away when I started getting deeper into investments. It's a lot of realtors think they're in real estate. They're not. You're in sales. Remember that.
yeah. And you guys, what is the root of sales? It's making connections and booking for appointments, right? This is just 101, right? I got to be able to book for an appointment in order to sit in front of somebody to do a consultation, to then show more homes, and then to potentially write an offer. If someone calls you about potentially listing their home, and what are they looking for? Somebody that is going to sell that property to the masses and give it the most exposure it could possibly can. And then someone who's great at sales to be able to negotiate on the back end with the multiple offers to get me the top amount. Well, I'm not going to say I'm not a salesperson. They just communicated with me that they're looking for someone to sell their house. That's our job. It's our responsibility. So I think that it's a beautiful word. Your association with the word, that's on you. I think it's a beautiful industry. It's a beautiful word. And if you do sales correctly, you are looked at as a person that is amazing. If you do it shitty, then you're just going to be a shitty salesperson. And I believe if you're on this call, you do not find yourself to be a shitty salesperson. Let's go, me and Bledsoe, and then Dominique, you'll be on deck.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
A little muffled, but we got you.
Yeah, I got shitty headphones in today. But no, just wanted to add in to JJ's point and your point about Roxanne. We're selling ourselves. I heard that a long time ago. I think I was selling Saturn right before 9/11. Didn't sell shit. But in the training, I was taught that you're selling yourself because somebody's coming in to buy a car already, or someone is shopping for a house already. Of course, you have the knowledge behind that car or the house, but a lot of times you're selling yourself. So like when we're talking about social media, these people are buying into you, not necessarily your stats and your just solds. Like they're buying into the person, that's the personality that's behind those videos. I had a guy I interviewed last week come in, and he does all types of money shit. He's not a lender, but the guy he deals with money for a profession. And when he walked away, what I took from that was that I'm crossing over into his territory by interviewing him. I'm attracting his people. So I'm selling myself to his audience. And a lot of times that's how we're going to pick up our clients, is by way of somebody else. So my main message was to not shy away from selling yourself and being on social media and posting these videos and getting people on your social media as well, because it just spreads the word of what you're selling.
That's right, man. That's right. Well, I appreciate your sentiment as always. And get after it in the gym. We see the games, big dog. I saw you in there with your wife last week. I love it. Let's go DC. Dominique Maria Curtis. Let's go. I love it. Let's go.
Crazy. Touching back on being able to sell yourself when talking to a seller or buyer, I felt like I've been off for a little while now. And what I've started to do again was what I always did before, was read and read and read. And so I'm starting to do that more. And I came across more articles about the current commission status for buyers and stuff. And I came across the article that said 111 things to do, or just do one thing and hire me, right? And then it's talking about being an expert in federal and state laws about, protecting yourself and things like that. And so it's like giving them all this list of what they have to be proficient in, yet they don't have the time to do that. But you have time to do only one thing, and that's hire me to be your agent, and I'll take on the 111 things to do, right? And so being able to just get back into my reading and researching is like I said, getting me stronger into coming back into this again, and being able to have these dialogues and being able to have the dialogues with the sellers. Because if I'm not reading, I notice I just can't connect in any way. So reading different articles, looking at different videos. I also came across a video with a real estate attorney. He did all kinds of news stories already, that he's saying, oh yeah, you don't have to pay 2.7%. He's saying 2.7%, which is an odd number for buyers because we don't usually do 2.7. Because I don't and pay an agent $50,000 when you can pay a real estate attorney like me $1,500, right? And so this is the narrative that's starting to come out. People are starting to say, oh yeah, cut the agents out and just pay me for less. But the reality is we don't get paid $50,000, right? And so being able to see what other people or other professionals are saying, and to combat that when you're speaking to a consumer, saying and them understanding we don't get 50,000. That's on a $2 million deal, right? And not even that, because then you got to pay, and then you pay, out your broker fees and all those other things. And those are stuff that's a narrative that people are putting out, that you get this money, but where does the money go? It doesn't all go to us. So just being able to just research and read and read and read, and understanding what you're reading and how you can relay that, because what the real estate attorney is saying on the news is what everybody is hearing. That's the narrative of the news. So I'm just saying, just being able to understand it more just by gaining up on your knowledge of what's really being said out there to the consumer.
Yeah, 100%. So you guys, if you're not a member right now of Inman, I'm going to suggest that that's an annual expense that you take on. And just this morning, so I spend every morning reading. There was a article here, and I posted this in my story. So if you don't have a membership yet to Inman, obviously you can't get the information. You can't access the information. I'm not logged in, but I'll log in. But this information today was so good. And what you can do is you can say, you know what, I'm going to take some of this stuff and I'm going to create a video on it, or I'm just going to share this on my stories or whatever it looks like. And so this one was your essential marketing toolkit for post NAR settlement landscape. And if you look at here, it talks about some of the things that we're talking about today. I took some of this stuff, said, you know, this is really important. How am I educating my consumer? How am I creating an expanded value proposition? Top marketing strategies for educating your consumers, workshop and seminars, right? I don't see enough of these seminars right now. Like, what's next for buyers in this market? What's next for listing or for sellers? Email newsletters, social media, one-on-one consultations. These are things that I've been talking with you guys for some time. Justifying your commission, knowing your market, knowing, the schools, who's building, what's going on, knowing the conditions, knowing the patterns, knowing the micro little climates, knowing the pocket little neighborhoods that you can go a street over and it's $200,000 more. Contract expertise. Once again, you guys, problem solving. How well are you at problem solving, but how well are you telling the story of the problems that you've solved for your buyers and sellers, right? So getting a membership to something like this allows you to say, you know what, I want to read up on all these things to make sure that based on what the industry is doing, I feel like I'm really, really ahead of the curve and I'm really, really educated. Tons of great stuff that came up today. One of them was, Dominique, can you mute yourself? Thank you. Avoid these top 5 rookie mistakes in real estate. So much good information, but if you're not taking that time every single morning and reading for 30 minutes, you're just trying to play catch up. And what happens is, like, I don't know where to go for all this information. It should be streamlined. You should have 30 minutes every single morning minimum of studying, training, and getting ready for the day. That's going to be a winning recipe for you. So Dominique, I really appreciate that sentiment.
I have one more thing that I was going to say, because there's some newer agents on here. Not utilizing the fastrealestate.com website is also something that you shouldn't sleep on, because they have a lot of the information about the team on there, and just knowing what that says on there. And then they have Oakland, Antioch, Brentwood, everywhere that our team sells. You go on there and they'll show you, it'll give you a trend on homes, how many homes have sold, the average price point, and that all that information is there. So studying it through like every month is good for newer agents as well, and it's right there at your fingertips.
100%. Let's keep cruising. Let's go Blessing, and then Rick, you'll be on deck, and then hopefully we can get full circle and get to you, Nicole. Let's go Blessing.
Good morning, everyone. What I wanted to say was there's 2 things. So for anyone who's struggling with, staying positive, or not sure if you can do this business, or just really making sure that you can stay on track. There's something, Elias, that you said to me last week that has been ringing in my head, is like, you have to get loud. No matter what's going on, no matter what the market or the industry is, it really is the loudest person's voice that you can hear that's going to set the pace for it, regardless if the information is accurate or not. And we know that there are a lot of agents that are out there, talking about slashing discount sale on my fees, all of that, that's going to taint the industry post NAR. So if you think that your people have other options, realize that we're in a bubble where we talk to mostly industry people. So we think that hearing about this every day is common. Most of your friends and family and your neighbors don't have a clue as to what's going on, and will need you to be that voice, to be that guidance, to be that beacon for them, because they're going to end up getting it from whoever the loudest voice is. And if you're not comfortable with who that loud voice is, then it needs to be you. The other thing is that when you're in that cycle of trying to overthink, or you don't have a clear plan, we hesitate. You have to let other people tell you no, or let them tell you that they have someone else. But put yourself out there and ask, because it'll be the one person that you don't talk to that may fall into a bad situation, or they go with a different agent, or right next to you is another sign that goes up when you were hesitating or thinking that they didn't need it. Just let people tell you no, so that you can get your reps in and the confidence to speak to the message you want to put out there. But don't assume anyone's situation until you have the conversation, and just know that you have value. You can focus on the education and bring that value to the network. You just have to get loud.
Yeah, I love it. Blessing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go, Rick. Rick, contribution for the call.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My contribution is kind of more on the sales, just navigating conversations. Something that's kind of helped me for all the book readers is, I don't know if you could read it. Oh, it's called Exactly What to Say by Phil M. Jones. And you can apply, this book is specifically, see, there you go. It's helped me cold calling, having conversations in open houses. Like I said, just being able to use these key words to segue, kind of dangle the carrot and get people to open up, because at the end of the day, regardless, we could have all the knowledge, all the stats, all the data, like we're saying, in our heads, but they're going to want to work with who they want to work with. Bottom line.
That's right.
So
right. Rick, do you consider yourself an open-minded man?
I do.
All right, since you're an open-minded man, let's do this. I want to set up for a buyer's consultation tomorrow so you and I can really discuss the buying process and what it's going to take to get your offer accepted in this very, very competitive landscape here in the market and in the Bay Area. I have 2 times tomorrow available. I have a 2 o'clock or a 6 o'clock. What would work better for you and your family?
Let's do 2, Elias.
So he told me when I asked that question, he told me that he was open-minded. So he's not going to backtrack in him saying open-minded. And you guys, there's things like that are directly from this book. And also, if you had the money and you had the budget for the year and you wanted to go and get a certification through Phil Jones, you can do this. But if you don't have this book, We did it for you. It's in Slack. All you have to do is print that and then put it in a binder, and then that way you have it. But it's really inexpensive if you guys want to get that book, or you do want to buy that book. So Rick, I appreciate the contribution. You guys, we have to wrap session now, but I want to tell you this, you guys, it is Monday. This is the time where we go to the board and we get very clear on the activities that are going to move our needle this week. It's really, really important that you guys are finding ways to sit down and remove all the noise, and say, these are my numbers that I'm focused on for this week. Because imagine if you went and knocked on 150 doors this week and you did 600 doors for the month. You think you'd come across somebody that's potentially thinking about selling their home in the next couple months? I'm sure you would, you guys. I'm sure you would. That's like committing to those numbers every week. So no excuses, no bullshit, and no stories. Very clear on what your numbers are for the week. So you guys, I got some exciting news about Inman. I shared some information about Inman. I was asked to be an ambassador for Inman, and here's why this is really, really cool. I get to go to all the Inman events, and I don't have to pay to go to Inman. They're going to pay for me to be at Inman, to go to all these sessions, and to be there as a student. So I think of that as a great opportunity for me to go to all the Inman sessions throughout the year to bring back as much information as I can for you guys so we can all continue to grow together. So I'm very, very excited about that. More information on that, but I'm really excited to go full tilt this year and bring back as much information I can for you guys. So you guys have an amazing Monday. Make it a week that counts. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and have a great day. Peace.